Look, I'm going to try to explain some of this. If you're in the club, like the degrees on the compass and square, 47 and 90, which is 137. Okay, in numerology, 137 is the 33rd prime. And BLM was founded on the 13th of July, which is 137. Okay, because we have a lot of 33 rituals. They've always been there, you know, and the more, I guess, that we see this, the more that we're normalized with seeing it, and it means nothing because the news and all that, there's no way these people can lie. You know, it's never brought up that what if these people are lying? And nobody questions. Nobody even second thinks or anything. They go. You know, these devices that we have now, when you Google stuff, how to go somewhere, it tells you where to go. The days of looking on a map, you know, when you really look at a map, it's what? Flat. So let's get rid of all that. Get rid of our time and what it is and give them gadgets, and then we're going to tell them. It tells us what to do is my whole point. It tells us how to think. Technology does. It tells us which direction to go, where to vote, get mad, angry. We watch murder on everything. Everything we watch is disgusting. But that's life. And people take up for it, but it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And when I bring up something like this, it's almost impossible. But something hit me today. I was watching a video, and a guy had brought up this, and I had never thought about it. And G, which is in the middle, right here, of the compass and square. Well, when we're looking at it numerically, it's 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's the 7th. Well, there's 26. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. So you're going to have the 33rd the second time around. 7's the big number because it has to do with what? Creation. 33 is the big number because of Christ. 33 degrees and, you know, your levels of whatever little club it is that you're in. But what do we get? We get 733 or 337. Okay? Now this is where you got to go back and watch the one about like gematria. The references are there, and I went over some. But see, in satanic gematria, this is real. If you write out Black Lives Matter, if you write that out, what it is A is going to start at 36, and then Z would be 61. So it would be 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on until 61. So you're going to put the number under each letter of this phrase, and then what it's going to equal is 733. It's going to equal this, which is, truthfully, because see, this is controlled from the top. Y'all don't know that. This and this are both controlled. Everything is. But really hardcore. And we're looking at this number. I am, and some others. You know, because what's coming is coming. And when we look at Joe Biden's birthday, which is November the 20th, until a certain date, it's 337 days. So, and then Tim Kelly, his whole life is built around the Bavarian Illuminati's birthday, which is 5/1. You know, and he was born on April the 3rd. Hitler died on April the 30th. 4-3. These are big numbers. But from those two dates, it's 337 days. And then what we're looking at over here is the battlefield, the museum, Civil War, Chickamauga battlefield. The address over there is 3370. Yeah. So it's like, okay, because, and here's the deal. Here's one more thing. When you write out Jesus in Greek, it's 888 in gematria, because it's real. This has to do with everything, and people get sacrificed by these numbers. But when you write out the synagogue of Satan, that phrase in satanic equals 888. Yeah. And then when you write out 20 years, like it's been since the towers went down, that's 560 in satanic. Take 0 out, 56. 56 delegates signed the Declaration of Independence. 56, Governor Cuomo's the 56th governor. Stone Cold's 56, fixing to do his ritual coming up soon enough. Pastor around here is going to be 56 days from when this is going to hit. You know, there's a lot of stuff being orchestrated that's been in everything that happens, you know, is well thought out and planned. You know, and it truly is. But see, this, you know, this being 33rd, being the same because they're all controlled. This is controlled by people at way up. Doesn't matter what you're in. Everything has been controlled from way up top. You know, but if you don't, the same people who control, who pretty much know this, like you know all the songs on the radio, they're the ones that gave us all these gadgets and stuff real fast to, you know, to mess up any chance that you might have at trying to understand anything. And then when you're deficient of that your whole life, then of course your brain is never going to be able to think on its own. You know what I'm saying? Because the brain, when that's deficient, oh yeah, look, when the brain is deficient of these, you're made of cell salts, of mineral salts, and when your body is deficient, then that means you can't think, and that means the more that you consume technology, the more that you consume the pills. Okay, we're looking at that date. I ain't gonna say it, but pills, fast foods, you know, it's just the high octane stuff. And I drink coffee, but you know, do we burn that stuff off? No. Coffees, because all of it, you know, the chocolates, and I've ate some chocolate. You know, the alcohol, the way it's glorified. And that's just a few things. What this does is it kills the fluid within you. And see, when we take all this right here, it kills it, and then our mineral salts become deficient, and that's what causes all these different facial deficiencies. You know, crow's eyes, crow's feet in the eyes, whatever it is, you know, headaches, tongue discolorization, whatever's going on. When you feel something, your body's sending out telegraphs to the brain saying, hey, I'm deficient of this, but you're never taught that. You're taught to call the doctor. That's a product of, and then you take the pills, which still have no alkaline, and that covers up the symptom. It's not curing it like this would. So you're always staying on pills, never getting better. Your life's going to be short. No matter where you go in direction, you're going to find false prophets in all the mega churches. And your whole existence will think that your shit is real, and it's a lie. Because the pastors know about this. Those 12 salts, and you are the 12 disciples as well. They run all through your body to keep you healthy. Dude, God made you to, man, y'all have no idea. Make sure you get right there. Yeah. And it's like you're deficient of the mineral salts now already. That's why you get sick. You never taught that. They purposely never taught you about this to get you sick. I can't stress that enough. And those of you with money that have spent forever in the school and the universities that have learned how to prescribe medications or do this or that based off the destruction of us and gave you money, which they control because cannabis and hemp falls under this, and how you're electric and magnetic. But the more that we don't know this and the more we're disconnected, the more the hospitals grow, the doctors, the prescriptions, the nurse, or the pharmaceutical industry, which is Satan. It's sorcery. But when people get on the stuff that cures, there's no treatments. There's none of that. And when we're deficient, we can't look at this hidden, science behind it. Because they're coming here over there. They inserted this. This is the triple victory. This is a African American civil rights grant through the African, whatever this is. Nobody has ever heard about this that lives around here. And then with everything going on, hey, we're going to insert that right beside over here the battlefield. Yeah, we never learned about it. Tell you what, let me get my scrapbook from Huntsville, Alabama. Good thing my mama kept some stuff, because I keep it too. And let's see, let's look through here and just look, check that out. All this shit's just lies. That's what it is. It's pretty cool though if you can go back through some of your stuff, if you can remember. Trail of Tears, and see, that's another thing too. Look, the war between the states, soldiers, Confederate and Union. The Union soldier is the United Catholic Church. And while we're here, the America or the government purchased the land west of the Mississippi from France, I think in the late 1600s, and they inherited the slavery that had been here. That York, England, and the Vatican and all them had slaves everywhere. And they brought them over here centuries ago and created the Corporation of Slavery, which York, England became New York and New England. So the cotton would come up the coast and they would drop it off in New England. And then they would take it over to Europe because the Vatican ran this. It was a corporation. In the South over here, the Indians and all these other indigenous, they eventually, the New York is the New York Rite of Freemasonry. And it's the York, England right here, but this is the Empire State of the New World Order, what we're going through right now. This is it. And it's all been a lie built around it because they built everything to collapse. But whenever technology was coming and they didn't need slaves anymore, then they're going to come, the Union, these same people that created slavery, created the abolitionists to look like they're helping slavery, but it was just to start the division, North and South, because the Vatican and their cronies get out, and whatever had been grandfathered in here, which was, statistically, when you read this stuff, you'll understand. Quit going off what's on the news, but we're not taught any of this. We're not taught any of this at all. The Queen had slaves over here in Mississippi, the last bit of it to go. And they're all on the side of the Democrats and all them. And the Vatican and the Pope backed the Confederacy. Jefferson Davis was on the Jesuit side. He was put out there, and it was all designed to collapse the monetary system down here, get rid of the corporation of slavery that the Vatican controlled, and to bring in the commerce, to bring in the full-blown slavery, which is your birth certificate now, which you are Department of Agriculture. You are commerce. You're nothing more than livestock. And when we're livestock, then that's why we can't partake in natural substances, because if livestock gets pumped full of hormones and all that shit like we do through our modified substances. And that's why children grow boobs at a young age, little boys too. And it's because it's designed so when something like this comes along, you reject it. because it's beyond your thinking capacity. It all has to do with the brain, every last bit of it. But see, like this, they're going to use this eventually, and they will. Look, and we're not saying anything bad, but they're going to use this. If your country was that fucking good, we would have learned all this a long time ago. But then you find out that the Civil War was Vatican funded and funded through whoever, and they fucking did it shit on purpose. Because your birth certificate is a slave document. There's no other way of looking at that. It's what it is. You are livestock. You're cattle. Cattle are slaves. And just like society with C-19 right now, they're moving the herd immunity. They're telling you that you're a cattle. So what they're doing through their technology and through their sorcery and pills and everything, and through their fake news, newspapers, propaganda, Satan and all that, is moving you into a direction without you even knowing it. Because you've been under sorcery your whole life. So this, man, it ain't real. This is real. And see, this is the false prophet churches in here. The churches y'all go to and give all your money to. That they created the money. The people that know this. See, your careers and world and all that's right here that they created. The people that know this. So you can go over here and fuck off, and behind the scenes they've been building this new world order for generation after generation after generation after generation. And people are not stupid. But the thing is I've done videos over there in front of the museum, and it's like, if we're going to start learning new stuff that we never learned about, then we're going to learn about how the Surratt and Booth around Abraham Lincoln's assassination all connected to the Vatican. So we need to go put that same information straight over there in that museum, along with the African American exhibit thing. Yeah. And then you'll go, wait a minute, so they was behind the plot to kill Lincoln and back the Confederacy? Yeah. Wow. No, it's not real, Matt. Yeah, now they're backing the Democrats. Now they're doing all this. And that's all they do. They give an image. Image crisis against that. Y'all go with people with suits and tie on them churches. But this is real stuff. That's why we were never taught about the Civil War. You're never taught about the Civil War, never taught about mineral salts, never taught about the wars, because they're all generated to crumble nations, to bring them up, which they're ships, to bring them up under Jesuit and Vatican control and under Roman Catholicism and Christianity, which is Satanism in disguise. It's bullshit what's running around. This is real. What y'all run around with is Fantasyland shit. They created it and gave it to you. Now everybody's running off to the races with it. And they have been for a long time, because you are livestock and you're being pushed into a direction and you don't even know it. Y'all can't even make decisions on your own. You watch shit and then get mad. And that's all by design. Man, they bombed shit on purpose down here in the South a long time ago. These fucking people did it by the numbers. The bombing in Birmingham, 33rd parallel. Longitude and latitude. Google that. Google longitude and latitude of Birmingham, Alabama. It'll say 33 degrees. And that's what they do. You blow shit up just like Caesar did a long time ago, and you say, well, I can help. I got to build all this shit. And then you build fucking big, FBI, CIA, and all this shit. Built off of lies. Real shit's going on, but off of lies. All right? Love you.